Welcome to the MTB East FAQ video explaining what's new, what's the same, if you've not been here before, what to do, which category to go in, how the races work. Why has it changed from Travers Bikes to MTB East League? I wanted to make it accessible to everybody. I wanted other organisers to come on and organise events within the league. They would have access to the riders and vice versa. You would have access to the race, the new races. It's very hard to start a new race. It's very hard to start from scratch, to build up something. I mean, I started in 2012, so 12 years later, and you start small. And to have access to riders would have been amazing at the start. So I want to give other races that opportunity. The Travers MTB Series will continue within the league. It won't be named as such, but the 6 races we hold there will continue. Nothing will change. We're just adding on these extra venues and races to the series or league. Do you have to ride all 10 races? No. 8 out of 10 will count towards the overall series, so you can drop 2. You don't have to ride all 10. You can ride as many as you want. You can pick 1, 2, 3, whatever you want. Why did I pick 8? 8 is quite high out of 10. And basically I wanted people to experience the other races, to race at Twisted Oaks, at the new one at Garon's, and at Betteshanger Country Park in Kent. And I thought if I just left it at 6 out of 10, people would just ride my series within that as they were before, and the others, it would be pointless adding the other races on. I'm not saying that's going to continue. Hopefully we're adding on other venues, other races in 2026. I've already got people that I'm speaking to. There's other clubs, other venues that want to be involved, and so hopefully we'll work out a different system for later on. You won't have to do as many. You'll always be able to just turn up and do one. The logistics of bringing all these different races together is quite big, bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought I could just do my 6 races and then add on a few more, but it's not like that. There's a lot more people to deal with. There's a lot more infrastructure, a lot more insurance, just everything. People, things have to go through committees. You're dealing with different landowners, you're dealing with different clubs, different organisations, shops, and things take longer. And so the idea is to create the membership. So when you enter one race, the first time you enter it, you'll buy the number board, and that will give you access to all 10 races. No matter how many you want to do. You could do one. You're buying membership to the league for that one race, and that will cover you for all 10 races. So your number board will work at all the 10 races to keep it all season. A quick run through of all the different race venues. Potash, if you haven't been there before, it's in Rochford near Southend Airport. It's one of the largest private woodlands in Essex. We're very lucky to have access to it. You can't ride there the rest of the year. It's mainly wooded. There's an outside track that we use that goes the length of the woods, and that will probably be most of the rounds. It's quite open, but the rest actually in the woods is single track. There's lots of features we've built over time. There's a bridge that you cross over, under and over. There's a few jump sections. Everything is rideable. If you can roll over it, every section, even the jumps that look intimidating when you're coming down to them, you can literally just roll over them. So don't be concerned, and every track will be the same. If you can't roll it, we won't include it in. The only difference is there are some A and B lines, and even those, the vast majority of the A lines, you can still roll them, but just be wary that if you're not sure, ride the B line. There'll be 6 rounds, 3 courses, and the course gets reversed from, say, round 1 to round 2. It'll be in the opposite direction. It gives quite a different flow. It feels quite different. and I can't help myself, I normally create something different, make the corners flow more, add another section in, so you'll never get a duplicate of what you've ridden before. It's always different. The next venue is Twisted Oaks. That's new to the league, and some of you've probably ridden there before. It's mainly known for kind of jump riding. There's a lot of Sam Pilgrim's jump track, I'm not sure what they call it, but it's not like that. The actual cross-country course will be all completely rideable again. They have a cross-country course there, and we won't be using all of that. We'll be using sections of that. We'll be combining that with some of the fire track that's there, so there'll be overtaking. I'm not sure if you've ridden the cross-country course at Twisted Oaks, you'll notice it's quite tight and twisty. There's not much overtaking, so we're creating sections where you do the single track, you come out onto the fire road to be able to overtake. There shouldn't be too much of an issue there. It's quite technical. Some of the sections quite flowing, quite fast, quite much steeper than you'd expect at somewhere like Potash. There's quite a mixture of terrains. There's a very steep, kind of sandy single track section, another kind of loamy in the woods, and there's an open long hill climb. It's a bit draggy. But again, I mean, you can ride it. Every race, there will be the under 7, under 9, under 12 courses. We'll do a separate shortened version of the main track. Everybody older than that, under 12, under 14 and adults, will all ride the adult course. We'll all ride the main track. On to the next one, Betteshanger Country Park in Kent. It's near Dill. I'm going to go over there probably in January and ride the course, and hopefully we'll do a video on what to expect there, so I can't tell you a great deal about it at the moment. I know there has been cross-country races there before. The Betteshanger race is organised by the shop that's on the actual site, and they'll be organising the race, or I'll be there on the day. Garon Park, now this is quite different. You might have seen the video I've put up already of this. How can we describe it? It's quite a flat field. There's football pitches in the middle, and there's a massive bank that goes around the outside that's about 10 metres high. When I initially went over there and spoke to the organising club, which are Southend Wheelers, I thought it wasn't possible to do a race there, and so we've come up with this concept of a short track. You might have seen it on some of the UCI races. It's a much compacted, kind of short, well, as it says, short track. It's a shortened version of a cross-country track, and the idea is to keep all the action in close. It'll be a short, punchy course. We're building features in. We've got permission to build into the actual track, so there'll be a few drops, again all rollable. There'll be a section where you drop into a little bomb hole. There'll be a couple of berms. What else have we got planned? There's kind of a diagonal climb up the actual bank. There's a nice kind of mounded mogul section where you kind of there's staggered sections where you have to find a way through, which should sort everyone out. The under 7, under 9, under 12 races will be on a version of that course, and it will be the standard cross-country track. So you'll do your allotted time, just do as many laps as they can do within that time, whereas the older riders, under 14 upwards and adults, will do heats. They will be, it depends on how many, I mean there's quite a variation in amount of riders there are per category, so we'll have to allocate on the day, but the idea is to do 3 rounds, and there'll be a mini league and on the day, so you'll have your score points per round. They'll add it up, and then that will give you a position for the overall that will then go towards your league points. And that's clear. The plan is to do 3 rounds and roughly 10 riders, and again that depends on how many people are entered per category. So these 3 rounds will all be drawn at random, no matter your category. You'll all race within your own category, so only elite riders will race against elite riders and so on. Whereas in the women's race that may be combined. We'll have to see it again on the numbers. Hopefully we can keep them apart. I'm hoping that there'll be about 4-minute rounds, so you'll have around 12 minutes on the track. There'll be warm up. I'm not exactly sure. Again, we'll have to release that closer to the time. Each round will be done at random. It'll be all drawn from a hat before. So everybody in the elite category, everyone in the S1, Sport 1, will be within your own pool. It'll be drawn out and you'll be allocated. So you may end up with completely different riders in every round you race against. So when you draw them out, they'll be completely random. You may end up with the same riders every race, or you may end up with different riders every race. Maybe all with the quick ones, maybe all with the slow ones. It'll be the luck of the draw. It'll be completely random.